Peace, mercy and blessings of Allah be upon you. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Praise be to Allah, the Lord of all worlds, and may blessings and peace be upon our Prophet Muhammad and upon his family and all his companions. Now if Allah wills, I will perform wudu, ablution, to demonstrate the method of the Prophet's wudu, peace be upon him, and to point out the related sunnahs. The sunnahs of ablution, what is obligatory in ablution, and some disliked or forbidden actions people do during ablution. Performing wudu begins with the intention in the heart. A person should internally intend to perform wudu for prayer, as this is the basic principle. Generally, when someone comes to the mosque or to the place of wudu, they do so with the desire to perform wudu for prayer. This is the fundamental rule. However, it may vary, or the intention might be absent in someone who wants to teach. For example, if I want to teach a person who doesn't know how to perform ablution, I would say to him, do this and do that, and perform the ablution in front of him, not considering myself to be performing the ablution. This wudu is not valid because there is no intention. However, for the general public, the norm is that they do not perform wudu without intention, so there should be no overthinking in this matter. The first thing we start with in wudu is the intention. We mentioned the intention and its place is in the heart. We are now preparing to perform the wudu. Now I will perform the washing ritual with explanation and then complete the wudu without explanation. During the process, I will point out some mistakes and some sunnah practices. We begin with the help of Allah, the Almighty. I am preparing for wudu. The first thing we start with in wudu is saying Bismillah, in the name of Allah. As mentioned in the hadith of the Prophet, peace be upon him, narrated by An-Nasa'i, perform wudu in the name of Allah. So I say Bismillah before starting my wudu, and then I begin by washing my hands 3 times, although once is sufficient. Once, and then rinse the mouth, and inhale water into the nose. If you rinse 3 times, and inhale 3 times, the wudu is valid, but the sunnah is to rinse the mouth, and inhale from a single handful of water. And I will demonstrate it. And no, God willing, then I wash my face 3 times, from the hairline here to the bottom of the chin. From earlobe to earlobe, this is the face that I show to people. All of this face is washed. Then I wash my hands from the fingertips to the elbows, including the fingertips and the elbows. And he washes, and some people wash from here, but this is a mistake. The hand must be washed again, as this is a pillar of ablution. Then the left hand, and it is permissible to wash the left before the right. But the tradition is to wash the right hand first, followed by the left. Then I proceed to wiping the head, which is done by going back and forth and back. And one is sufficient, either going or returning. One is enough. Then I wipe my ears with the remaining water in my hands. Wipe the head, then wipe the ears. The index finger wipes the inside of the ear. The thumb wipes the outside of the ear. Then I wash my right foot followed by the left, although it is permissible to wash the left foot first and then the right, as reported from Ali. May Allah be pleased with him. Then I recite the supplication that is said at the end of the ablution. We begin with the help and strength of God. In the name of God, I turn on the water and do not waste it. Open the water gently, as it doesn't need more than this. Good. I begin in the name of Allah, rinsing the palms. Pay attention to the language of the palms as I rinse them. Now if you notice, I insert water between my fingers, and this is known as the Azl al-Barajil, which is part of the Sunnah, interlacing the fingers during wudu. If a person does not interlace the fingers, the wudu ablution is still valid because water will reach between the fingers. As for the mentioned hadith, these fingers will perish or be devoured by the fire. This hadith has been debated among scholars, and even if authenticated, the ablution, we aim to emphasize this point, but the majority of those who narrated the ablution of the Prophet, peace be upon him, if not all, did not mention that he interlaced his fingers, peace be upon him, except in the hadith of Laqit, which states, interlace your fingers. This hadith is also discussed. Yet the takeaway from this is that interlacing the fingers is like this. I recommended sunnah, and it is preferable to interlace areas that water does not reach easily like this. We repeat it once again. This is the finger interlacing. The proper way is to open the water a little, not like many people who open the water too much. This is a mistake and against the sunnah. The water should be open a little like this. And then the hands are washed. After that comes the rinsing and inhalation. As it is, without prolonging, rinse your mouth and sniff water in from one handful and repeat it once more. I rinsed my mouth, meaning when I took the water in my hand, some of it entered my mouth and some went into my nose. Then I expelled it using my left hand. Like this, we take the water with the right hand and pour it into the left. Then comes washing the face. We open the tap slightly, fill the hands with water, and then this is how the face is washed. I take water with my hands and then wash my face. I repeat it a second time, or it is 3 times originally. This is the second. This is the third time. And that's enough without overdoing it. I passed my hand over my entire face, washing the face. The entire face is washed without overdoing it, and the hands pass over it completely. Some people perform ablution and wash their faces like this, for example, in this manner without the hands passing over the sides like this. And this is incorrect. The hands must pass over the sides, as we have said, from earlobe to earlobe, and from the hairline to, this is beneath the chin, concerning washing the face. Now for washing the hands, we begin with the right hand, as it is the Sunnah. Here the water also like this. This is the second time, and this is the third. There is a second method, which is like this. We take a small amount of water and pour it like this. Take a small amount and pour it like this. And the hand passes over the other hand, like this 3 times. This water we use aligns with the verse. And your hands up to the elbows, meaning from here to the elbows, and the entire hand must be washed like this. You wash and rub the hand over the other like this, which is the Sunnah. This is called massaging. But if I wash my hand this way, for example, ensure that the water reaches the entire hand without rubbing. The procedure is correct. According to the majority of scholars, the act is valid and there is no issue. However, the Sunnah is to rub by, passing one hand over the other. Now for the left hand, it's the same, a small amount of water and the same method. And this is the end of this part, or this section of washing the hands. Now we proceed to wiping the head. We wet our hands with water, shake off the excess, and then start from the front of the head like this. And then I go back again, and now my hands are wet. So I wipe the ears with the remaining moisture on my hands. I insert my index finger like this, the index finger and the thumb on the outside. But if you use the index finger like this and the index finger like this, that's permissible. However, it's better to use the index finger on the inside and the thumb on the outside when wiping the ears. After that comes washing the feet as well. I turn on the water slightly, then I begin washing the feet, and I also run water between the toes and wash my foot in this way, starting with the right foot. For example, if someone is pouring water from a pitcher or using something similar, it should be done 3 separate times, each one individually. This would be the first one, for instance, we say. This is the first one, then the second one, and then the third one. The same applies to the left foot as well. And he interlaced the fingers like this. Then the second time as well. Then similarly for the third time. And there is a matter concerning the beard. For someone whose beard is thick, unlike mine which is thin, if their beard is thick, they should take water in their hands and then bring it under their chin in this way, washing the beard to ensure that water reaches it. and they should comb through the beard in this manner.